Routine check before we go. Coffee sipping smooth and slow. Watch me in this daily show. Sink is full but no time to pause. Snap a pic just because. Windows down, we feel the breeze. Living life with such ease. Our daily drip show. Life's a vibe, you know. Tell your friend, tell your cuz. Spread some love, it's a must.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Hey there. Yeah. Fit fresh, newsstand tailored. Gucci raincoat, never all weather player. Lenses tinted, Prada vision clearer. Designer kicks, strut like a panther. Daily drip, news flash danger. Headlines, hype, closet full of bangers. Front cover swag, print media major. Front row look when I hit the hanger. Denim, Picasso, paint them blue. Bomber, jackets, fashion crew. Headlines capture, paparazzi snap. Newspaper fold, fresh out the trap. Daily drip, news flash danger. Headlines, hype, closet full of bangers. Front cover swag, print media major. Front row look when I hit the hanger. Watch glisten, time to stun. Wardrobe loaded, style on the run. Tabloid spreads, every day a chase. Fashion war zone, dress for the race. Monogram madness, lux overload. Runway killer, styling code. Interview style, reporters drool. Front page drip, I'm no fool. Daily drip, news flash danger. Headlines, hype, closet full of bangers. Front cover swag, print media major. Front row look when I hit the hanger. Watch glisten.
Raindrops falling like life's endless beat. In the street we move with swagger on repeat. Neon lights reflecting on the wet concrete. In this daily drip shows hypnotic heat. Every step we take, synchronized and bold. Underneath the storm, our stories unfold. In the city glow, our fashion never old. We drip in style, conquer hearts uncontrolled. Watch us move, watch us glide. Through the rain and the night we slide. Drip too strong, you can't hide. Join the show, let's ride this tide. Rhythms pounding, heartbeat, bass so deep we don't stop. Don't wait for the dreams we keep. Umbrellas spinning, dancing in our sleek leap. In this nightly play, there's no time to sleep. Lightning flashes, sky turns bright in the down.
Raindrops fall on city pavement, washing secrets in the dark. drip, the crowd's amazement. Knowledge streaming comes to spark. Thunder in the nighttime sky.
Get them ready. What up? What up?
Yes, sir.
Bite. We back.
Fine.
Man, it feels like it's been a minute.
It does feel like that, don't it? Right?
Yeah, because I think we've been individually doing stuff. So it's nice to be back with the crew. Nice.
Yeah.
I am your co-host, Jim Jones. I am in the building. I'm coming to you with over a decade of tech experience, as well as obviously being a female. So I gotta give you a little bit of that female spice to it. But yeah, definitely excited to be here, give some perspective, a little bit of reaction to some of this. And I'm your co-host. Next to me is my homie, my brother, Plain_Dame, or just Dame. That's what I call him.
Yeah, I know the plane need to mute name over here, all of that.
It sounds like Wizard of Oz, like when the gate opened.
I'm sorry, you know, I'm over here. I got a lot going on as normal. You know what I mean? But plain Dame, plain_Dame on your socials. Shout out to the family. I got a lot of people that said they wanted to tune in tonight. Our Daily Drip Show is live, and we are on fire this Friday. You understand me? You know, but I appreciate everybody. My lovely co-host Jim Jones. It has been a minute. It does feel like it's been a while. We've been separate but together, throwing our drip on several different conversations throughout the week. You know, you might have seen me. You might have seen a clip or two here or there. You know, appreciate all the people that's been tuning in, man. And I love all our new subscribers. Go tell 4 folks, tell those 4 folks, and tell 8 folks, and tell those 8 folks, and 12. You know what I mean? We trying to grow this thing here. You understand me?
Yeah, and also I know he didn't say about it, but he comes to you with a lot of risk experience, film experience, media. Like, just bro has tons of hats that he wears.
Yeah, real quick, you know, quick resume rundown. You know, I am in risk assessment business. Some people might call it insurance. You know, I also do film. Anything that has to do with social media, come holler at your boy. I'll put it all together for you. I'm really good with analytics, you know, and back in my pimping days, I'm real good at managing women and their expectations.
Oh no, we're not gonna do that. This is a family show.
This is definitely a family show at 12:51 a.m. Eastern. You know what I'm saying? Y'all woke and ready. I understand.
Hey, I know people who their kids have no bedtime at no age.
Yeah, man. You know, it's spring break somewhere. Somewhere.
I'm like, they gotta learn responsibility and consequence. I'm like,
yeah, you know,
never heard that before, but all right.
You gotta teach it to them first. No, they'll get it.
Like,
they will at some point.
Hey, little Ricky, you feel hungover? Me too, bro. Go to bed earlier tomorrow.
Next time we won't smoke this quarter pound together, all right? Now get
that part.
4th grade.
That part.
And as you hear the producer hopping in, that's Cash's Pay, aka Cash Money, aka Cash Advance, aka all of the different places that take your money and, you know, charge you high interest. That's him.
For sure.
That's him.
Yeah.
High interest, cash is interest.
That part.
And he's coming to you. You know, you speak for yourself, even though they can't see you.
Yeah. Shoot. They're gonna call me Mr. Non-Fungible Token. That's NFT for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down out here. That's Bitcoin. BLM coin. Bow coin. Give to me. Hey man, keep the party going.
NFT stands for for real, try again.
And this is our very goofy crew at very late at night for that late night drip. We are one of, and probably if maybe one of the only or the only show late like this, and we do this so we can make sure y'all have content real late at night when y'all kids go to bed. It's a family show, but I'm really surprised your family's up. So
Exactly. This is my
It's
third
family
shifters.
show because we family. That's what
we
that
are
That's
family.
really it.
Oh,
To be 100 with you. That's why we say family show, because we family. You know what I'm saying? This is siblings speaking over family business that people decide to put out into the media space. And we say, hey, let us drip on that one time. You know what I mean?
I love.
Do
Well,
it with such flair. Yeah,
well.
you know what I mean?
Speaking of flair,
There we go. Get thick
Here
we
ass
can.
we go. Here we go. I love the specs, by the way. New frames is on going crazy. Go ahead.
Thank you. Love. Thank you so much. I put a lot of thought into which frames I'm wearing. So I wanted to start off with Michelle Obama.
You
Okay.
you doing
Ah,
all of that. You ain't even asking for engagement. You ain't asking what city people in. You ain't asking nobody what's in their cup.
Okay,
You ain't
but
go through no community.
okay, hold
Nothing.
on. We're gonna get into the
You ain't
community,
asked for a
the
single like.
community.
You ain't asked for a single share.
So,
You ain't asked
okay,
for
okay,
nothing.
okay, okay, okay. We're gonna get into Michelle Obama, okay,
No,
and
we ain't.
talking about her. Hold on, I'm talking about her podcast. But first, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like
Doing
button. Make sure y'all drop some drip in the comments for us. Let us know what city you're in. Let us know as we go into these different topics and different videos, which ones you like. If you want to know more about us reacting to Michelle Obama's actual podcast, we could do that as well. Just keep us posted, let us know. Definitely, if you would like us to do more reactions, let us know. And most importantly, what's in your cup? Plain name. You the one got something in your cup. Let them
all
know
right.
before it's done.
All right, so peep gang. So this is what we got today. Uh I got what I call my peach honey back the fuck up. That's what I call this. So look, so what's in here is Maker's Mark. Um, I got some peaches that I dripped off from you know how you guys have the fruit cups?
Not
I
bad.
did a fruit cup with the peaches in there, and then I put a dab of unfiltered honey in this. So this is my peach back the fuck up. That's what I call it.
Back the
you
F
you
up.
know you know what it's it's past midnight, but it just looked like he got a big ass cup of diabetes. That's what that sound like
No,
to
it
me.
don't. I'm just saying it ain't
And
bad. It ain't
That
bad.
put the
You know,
fruit
cause
and the sugar together.
if you guys have tuned in to our podcast from yesteryear, I always threw out there drink specials and things like that. I'm not gonna say the name of it. It is what it is. We got our checks from that. We're done. Uh the sponsors are not sponsoring like they used to. So here we are where we are right now. But this is a great beverage for after the kids go to sleep. And you might want to, I mean, this is good with the peach fruit cups. This is good with Wick juice too. So if you're on Wick and you get that juice, go ahead and get you some Maker's Mark. This will get you there. I understand me.
You know what? He might as well give out his social security number too. Then you know what I'm saying? He doing
Yeah,
all that.
it's
he can give out whatever you give it
548
out. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
68. I'm not doing
No,
that.
you better not
First of
blow
all,
up the spot.
first of all, producer, you
I don't
on
got
some
nothing to do with that.
trash, but I
I don't
love
got,
him.
I
You
don't got nothing to
understand me?
do. I don't got nothing to do with
You know
that.
what?
The producer's on trash, but I love him. That's my dog.
Plain name is a part of multiple different things that he does. Y'all make sure y'all follow him in his different ventures because my dude is a jack of all trades and he has a lot of experience in multiple areas and making drinks. He a bartender as well. That's what he letting
Mm-mm.
y'all know.
And
He
we
Not
just
a
gonna
bar.
we gonna
I
give
am an
y'all
advice giver over
at the
served
house. At the house.
elixirs.
At the house. At the
we'll
house.
give you
Bartender, look, bartender over served elixirs.
we'll give y'all a little peek into how we do this.
Advice.
So like the so we do
Actually,
like a
remove the bartender, advice giver over served elixirs. I am not a crook.
Wow, we went all the way there. Okay, so speaking of
yeah.
going into, so let's go into Michelle Obama's podcast. So
All
there
right.
is a clip that she had provided that we provided about her. So it like going into that, Michelle Obama has her own podcast. If you didn't know that, now you know that. Fine.
Pitiful.
It's her and I believe her brother, and so
Sad shit.
they have people on. I think the first episode was just the two of them, but then after that they started bringing people on.
Right, terrible.
And this specific clip, Michelle is talking about herself, and to give a little more context, she did not attend the inauguration for President Trump, and so she got some backlash about that. And so this is her addressing some of that backlash and just giving context behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like, people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart.
Right.
You know, it's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice making the choice that was right for me, and it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right, or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me. That was a hard thing for me to do. I had to basically trick myself out of it. And it started with not having anything to wear. I mean, I had affirmatively, because I'm always prepared for any funeral, anything. I walk around with the right dress. I travel with clothes just in case something pops off. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready. Right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing.
But then you become a shock absorber. And that's what women are. Shock absorbers. And
no shit.
That's exhausting. And it's not healthy.
Oh, wow.
It is
Chime in, a single
healthy.
woman.
You've had to be shock absorbers for your husband, for your children, for your mom, for your family, your loved ones, because of where you were sitting.
Is an actress, in case you did not know that.
Yeah, she knows exactly about what she's going through as a single woman that was never married to a president.
I'm happy that you are taking care of yourself in the way that you need to.
I'm trying. Did she just
make them single like me, son?
Did she just say she has? She made sure she has something to wear. I'm trying.
Listen.
I'm trying to
like,
digest.
Nothing is more hilarious than a woman that's up 70 million talking about she don't know. She had to trick herself out of going to an inauguration because she had nothing to wear. A black woman that's up 70 million.
I'm loving
that's strike one. Strike two is, keep in mind, she didn't make it to that event, but it was two events that she really left off because she didn't even go to the funeral either with Obama, right?
The funeral for President Carter?
Yeah, she didn't even go to the Carter funeral. But you had to find yourself because you were at home with nothing to wear, pretty much trying to curate something to talk about on a struggling podcast. Right.
Okay, so here's my thing. I get that you should be able to have time for yourself. I get that you should be able to have self-care, to not be berated, like to not feel like you're going to be a punching bag of some sort, right? Like, I'm not saying anybody should take abuse. I'm not saying any of those things. However, we strive to be certain things in life, and with great, I'm going to quote Spider-Man. Wow. with great power comes great responsibility. And the thing, like, if you want to be a public figure, like not even just a public figure, like your husband was the president of the free world.
That's the ultimate public.
You knew people look at you, and historically, you knew being married. And this is, I mean, essentially, Melania is dealing with this. No matter what you are,
everybody is.
You are an extension of that man in a very big sense. And I'm just saying, like, you're like, oh, like everybody's looking, like everybody looks at Melania too. Like, to be fair,
right?
To be fair,
she show up though.
And I'm just saying, like, it's not that it's the level of, like, people would take that as disrespect to America in some ways, because historically it's not about her. You are a representation of Barack. Like you were not president. Barack was president. You are his wife, and you are like Barbara Bush is there with her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like
Biden's wife is there.
Biden's with Jill.
Let's delve deeper though.
No, like that's your. It's. I'm not saying it's your job, but like it's your job.
It's your job. Let's dig deeper though. Let's dig even deeper. So okay, totally understandable that there's a lot of people that wasn't okay with Trump's presidency, him being reelected, right? You are the face of reason in a sense, right? So like there's a lot of people that feel like, oh, we still gonna protest, we still gonna do this, we still gonna do that, whatever. We don't like what's going on. Even though I live in Detroit, I'm gonna root for Palestine as a woman, even though the Hamas don't even let women speak for them and they behead them if they even talk the way most of our American women talk, right? Excuse all of that. You have a sense of duty to your husband, right? So if you're gonna sit here and we're gonna say we believe in God and we believe in all of this and we believe in the Bible, no. I'm just saying, I'm going there because this is what they've made. This what they sold us in 2016, right? Producer, am I tripping? Under God indivisible.
Hold on. But you're talking about like even though people take. We don't know what their vows were, first of all, because we don't know. We don't know what their vows were.
We don't. But as a president,
we're assuming that Michelle would take a submissive role. Does it sound?
No, like not even submissive role. Sense of duty, because that man still had to show up. That man still had to be there.
He still
right?
Checks but Secret Service.
And she benefits from that, just like she benefits from the protection of Secret Service and everything being provided. Being in that White House, you know what I mean? Being that she was the first Black first lady, all of that good stuff, all of that stuff encompasses who she is and why she can't even have a podcast that anybody gives a damn about at this point, right?
Hey, pause real quick. Do the first ladies get detail as well, like for the rest of their life too?
Yeah. So yes.
And what about the vice president? So like, does Doug from Kamala get detail for the rest of his life too?
Yes. Anybody? Well, not Doug. I don't know how that works. Doug, I don't know. But bottom line is that
you know about the
bottom line is that he the first boyfriend, whatever, husband, whatever. Montel Jordan, I salute you, dog. But anyways, bottom line is that she was the first lady, the first Black first lady, right?
Okay.
Your husband went to 2 events, and for the first time ever, we didn't see you, right? Your only claim to fame is your husband. And I'm not saying that you don't have, accomplishments that's worth talking about. You went to Harvard too. That's where you guys met, right? All of that. But you telling me that in your world, your biggest issue, right, was going to a damn inauguration. You're not going through what most Californians are going through, to where they're getting robbed because we got all these liberal laws that's been put in place, and cops being, California is $1 billion in debt right now, so cops can't even investigate crime like they can for real because money is not where it needs to be, right? They not the first family of Detroit where houses are abandoned. They got a house in Martha's Vineyard, $1 million homes, and your only issue was I had to fight for myself to not be able to go to the inauguration. Like, I had to tell my team I don't have nothing to wear, even though I'm $70 million up. That's the most first world problem shit I've ever heard of. Let's be 100 about it. Your only job is to show up for your husband at that point. It's enough that you got a podcast that nobody give a damn about, you and your feminine brother that don't talk about nothing.
So let's talk about that for a second. Like from a technology perspective, really quick. she has a platform for a podcast, which okay, I have no like. Look, I'm up here talking. Y'all know me, you know, and I'm up here talking, right?
We ain't got the most followers, but I'm just still looking like
I'm
what the
talking.
hell?
I'm not saying I'm not silencing anyone, but what I'm
Right?
saying is that the difference too, though, as I think about this, is Barbara Bush did not have a platform to go and talk openly like that either.
No desire to.
You know what I'm saying? Like the historic, when we do look at the first ladies, like they were not, the only time they could go is they had to get like cleared air time on like TV. Like, I mean, you go to whatever network and they got to say, cool, we gonna give you about feeding kids in America for 10 minutes or whatever.
Same thing with Jill Biden.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, to be fair, like there's that, but with technology, once again, and I talked about this before, comes responsibility. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. We could have very well, and I'm gonna leave it at this for this part for me. You could have kept that to yourself, girl. We didn't need to know all that. Like, I know you're trying to be transparent, but some of it is just, we're not also that important in your life.
We forgave you.
Like we're not, but we're not that important in your life either. Like, if you needed peace from that, like have peace from us as in anybody who could tap into your podcast, like talking about the things that make sense. That to me just brought more trauma back to you that was like unnecessary.
Exactly.
So don't let technology like up anxiety or trauma and stuff. And that applies to other people as well. But like specifically for her, like I don't think we needed that.
Bottom line is, Auntie that got the picture of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Jesus on a wall forgave you for leaving Barack out there on his own. We forgave you for allowing that man to hit 2 events on his own, knowing that Jennifer Aniston was probably texting him on behind the scenes, waiting on him to hit her back.
Allegedly. Don't be
I'm sliding allegedly in there because that's what the conversation is, right? So that's what she said. Oh, because I didn't intend the no, baby, it wasn't because you didn't attend the inauguration, baby. You missed 2 events with that man. And your whole life, your whole existence right now as who you are personality-wise is wrapped around who you were to that man, the first lady, his wife. You know what I mean? That whole I'm going to ride out with my man thing just got thrown out the window with some feminist trash that you spewing right now, talking about, oh my God, I had to protect my peace. Are you serious? Your only job is to show up. So you telling me now, if that man come home and say, damn, I'm showing the mood for pancakes and I don't want Brenda or whoever is usual cook to cook them, I would like my wife to cook them. You're going to tell me I can't do it. I had to protect my peace because at that moment of time, I felt like an indentured servant and I wasn't doing something that served me. Come on with the feminist trash.
You know what though? I think she would say that. I think she would. I would think she would say
right.
Like I think she does. I think that like we're getting a actual glimpse into her actually like before, like when people are in a position where like, oh, they kind of say some of this stuff because like people are watching them, right?
Yeah.
But you know,
her suspicious brother would have co-signed it too.
We're actually getting like what she actually thinks. Once again, when I talk about technology, like just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so that's just my
and I'm gonna be on it too. I'll be looking like, the 2 times I've actually tuned into her show, I'm like, why is her brother not giving a male point of view on anything? He just ride with every goddamn thing. Like, come on, dog. Like, so you are a successful guy in tech. You're married, so you sitting here telling me that, you know what I mean, you're cool with your sister leaving her husband out to dry like that. You knew the media was gonna cook him for that. You knew he was gonna have to sustain the backlash of you not showing up. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on. Why would you let that man go out here dolo like that? While the world is talking about Jennifer Aniston is his concubine on the low. Like, you show up for your man. You show up for your man. You know what I mean? Everybody that was black that got Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Jesus hanging on their wall was like, where's our girl at? We hate Orange Man, but where's our girl to at least give us some hope that democracy still lives?
We have a comment from actor comedian Joey Zaza.
My dog Joey, what's up, baby?
Okay. So and he basically he's agreeing with your sentiment on that too. So oh yes, what else too? Oh, he made friends with Jennifer Aniston. So there's people agreeing with this, which it's interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
It's interesting because it's interesting to have this conversation because especially with people who are not white because the general consensus too like is everybody's I don't want to say too afraid, but people are afraid to challenge like if someone of whatever prestige says something and they happen to be like not white, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, like yes, she did leave her husband out there looking crazy where his wife's like, nah, everybody thinks she's something wrong with you. But that once again, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Just because we thought something was wrong does not mean we are that important to anybody in their life to have to justify. I just didn't have something to wear.
And I asked my day drippers and my late night drippers. This is my question I ask for everybody. Have you ever been somewhere with a significant other that you really didn't want to be, but you wanted to make sure that you showed uniform unity within you and your mate? We all, there's always a work event or something going on that your spouse might have to be a part of that you like. I really don't want to be there, but if we just going to show our face, whatever, I'm gonna support my dog. I'm gonna support my man, or I'm gonna support my woman. And we gonna go and I'm gonna show my face. You don't be 70 million up talking about I ain't got nothing to wear when you got damn Oscar De La Renta on speed dial. Shut your corny feminist weird ass up. Stop it. Because if you wanted to go somewhere, you can go somewhere and get dressed. Quit playing with us, man. I get you ain't want to go. And then you got some single woman who ain't been. I don't know.
We don't even gotta get into Taraji. We'll get into the single woman.
I love Taraji's acting, but Taraji, on a personal level, I don't know her to ever. Have you ever heard about her being engaged? So how are you the authority on? You know what I'm saying? What to do within a marriage when there's something you're facing that's so troubling that you just can't get yourself together for.
I don't know if she's been engaged. I know she has a kid, but I don't know if she's ever been engaged.
Exactly. Come on, man. You are $1 million baby mama.
Allegedly.
I love you, Taraji, but you $1 million baby mama.
Oh,
last time there's public pictures of her walking cold while her man had a coat on. That tells me a lot about your character and what's going on. And I love you.
She got a character literally, right? We in charge.
I'm just saying. And I watched that interview. She had a nerve to say, Jim. She had a nerve to say. She gonna say. I took it personal. She gonna tell me. That's what I'm about to say. I understand that because I got a friend that was going through so much with her spouse that she spilled grease on her chest and didn't notice. You telling me that going to see Orange Man be inaugurated is worse than having grease spilled on your damn chest? That's what you made the comparison to, Taraji. And I love you. Baby boy is my joint. Don't get me wrong. You tripping, though. You got to stay in a single woman's lane. You ain't never been married to a political figure. You don't know how Sweden looking at Obama right now. Obama probably could still he making moves behind the scenes. We know that. He's still getting a check. And she's still benefiting from that. She in Martha's Vineyard chilling. They got chefs drowning out there and nobody going to jail. I mean, they living a life right now. They're above the law at this point. You telling me your worst moment in life is finding a dress and going to an inauguration. And this is not a president that you don't know nothing about. You've done this before. This is second inauguration for this guy.
Last thing,
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Before we go, producer, I'm gonna show this. I show this comment because this is a good wrap up to this. Okay. I think Obama is gonna have to come on Michelle's podcast to bring them numbers up too. I think drop something.
Turn into a table talk.
Shout out to WT Feezy TV.
He better go in there.
No, that's my dog, Joey Zaza. That's my dog. That's my dog.
So if y'all could drop some drip in the comments if y'all want us to start looking at the actual podcast and like reacting to it or bringing up stuff to talk about from our podcast, because I do think that is interesting. And yeah, I think her numbers are not doing what initially what I thought it would, but I haven't looked in a long time to see how it is doing. But yes, I agree with you. Like if she
it's balancing out now. It's balancing out now. It's more negative. It's like negative and positive starting to balance out a little bit. But bottom line is that it's an echo chamber. It's not a situation where her brother is like, you tripping, sis. It's not that going on. It's more of it's too agreeable. And then all the artists, I'm saying artists, but the people that go on there, it's too agreeable. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tracy Ellis Ross, I know you about to slide in that, but my God. All right.
And you know, saying if your homeboy want to come on or whatever, we'll make sure we drop them a link so they can.
Oh no, he was just after. He was just Joey. My dog came through the Luigi's Mansion recently and did some things for me. Shout out to my dog, Joey Zaza. Funny guy too. Funny guy. He's a comedian here in the Midwest. He's traveling. I'll give you guys show updates about his tour.
We'll put his information in the show notes, so we'll get it in there.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So going on into Tracy Ellis Ross. So we're staying on the Michelle Obama podcast a little bit longer. As we talked about feminism.
Put up a picture of her real quick.
No,
beautiful picture, Tracy Ellis. She look young.
Oh, my bad. Oh.
Damn, my fault. Yeah, she look young. That hurt. That ain't her either, Bleed. Oh shit, that ain't her either. She ain't that yellow.
You're not right.
She is thick like that though. The ass do kind of look like that sometimes.
So she went on Michelle Obama's podcast and she was talking about dating and like things that like how her life kind of went. And so we have a clip of
shout out to Nas
what her thoughts were of what life would be. And I'm gonna go off camera for a minute and I'll be back, y'all too. But for now, go ahead and watch this video and drop some drip too about what y'all think about this video. Like if you feel capped, drop a cap. If you think she's capping, if you think that she's being honest, let us know what y'all think. Drop something in the comments for us.
That's not to say that I didn't dream of the bigness of my life. And, as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner, I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
That's a great point for people to hear.
I'm not interested in that. You have to make my life better. It can't just be, I'm in a relationship to be in a relationship. So even though the grief does emerge and that comes and I hold that, I think of what I've done and I woke up every morning trying to do my best. I didn't wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to mess this day up.
That's right.
So I must be where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know, sometimes I think of all of the things I've done, the courage that I've had to have and what I've had to learn how to navigate as a single person with no one to hide behind. Yeah. And it's built a really beautiful experience around me. And I have incredible friends.
You do.
I did dream of my wedding growing up.
Yeah, I dreamed of my wedding growing up. I don't care about the dude though.
Right,
dude. Is that what you get married to, or do you just get married to the dress?
She get married to the damn idea is what it is. And shout out to my dog Nas for bagging that and dumping that. You know what I mean? Because she on some weird shit. She always have been. Funny thing is with her is that it's the statement that went viral that she said that everybody kind of got glued to was that she dates younger men, right? And has anybody ever really checked her dating history? Very interesting. Very interesting. A lot of powerful.
How interesting is it?
It's so interesting that a lot of powerful people was like, ass is nice, but I don't want her as a wife. That's what happened. Because I don't know. And maybe she wasn't public about it. I can't acknowledge or deny but I've never heard of her being engaged to anybody, right? So that's the thing, and then it's like, with all the Shannon Sharp stuff and everything, everybody all like, oh, he like him, yeah. She sat there and grandstand on that on that interview. She rather date younger men than older men because, whatever. But she didn't give a specific age, and that's what I paid attention to. Because I'm like, okay, you date younger men, but what exactly does that mean? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that puts you in the same lane as who? In this era today. Who else was stuck like that?
Dre and Michelle liked them young. Aisha Howard liked them young.
Mm-hmm.
She not dating a young me. She not
Erykah
dating a young.
Badu?
She not dating a young you. Now Erykah Badu, I don't think she ever really had like a age limit, right? It seems to me like everybody that she possibly got pregnant by was within her age demo. I could be
Not
wrong.
recently though. Recently she was with some younger cats.
Erykah Badu?
Yeah.
Who? Damn, let me. Google is our friend.
Maybe go and do some handy dandy stuff.
Yeah, Google is our friend. Let me look.
Old school.
Let me look real fast. While my lovely co-host is doing what she does. Let me look real fast and see what's going on. Okay, who is Erykah Badu dating right now? And shout out to Erykah. We love Erykah here, at the Daily Drip Show. Nothing against her at all, but this is more of a case study than anything.
Yeah, here we go. Hold on.
All right, sorry, y'all. I had to.
No, you solid
for a second.
Appreciate y'all. Number 2.
Let me see. We have a comment. This is relevant. As soon as I heard partner, I knew confusion was leading the mindset.
Hell
that
yeah.
Is, yeah, like, you know what? I
What'd you say, playing game? I pulled this up for you, sir.
I think I said something about this in one of our other lives where I did. It might have been our first one where I knew somebody who said,
if you look up, you'll be able to see it. He over here concentrating hard on nothing.
No, I got a couple of drippers hitting me up right now in my commentary. I'm telling them to log in so they can give their whoa.
That's not Young Thug, but he looked like Young Thug.
Yeah, he looked like he just, he just started to pee straight.
Shout out to Young Thug. But that's not
20-year-old younger fiance. Whoa. He ain't even got a credit score. He's so young. 20?
2021. Yeah.
I got no comment on Erykah Badu.
Listen.
Erykah Badu.
Listen. I'm gonna say this.
Go to what you playing, then. We ain't gonna take your left on.
Real quick confessional. Real quick confessional. Plain Dame has dated an earthy woman or 3, right? The ones that burnt the incense and smoked the beaties and had the hair wraps. They were incredible. Shout out to y'all. And I can understand that young man being stuck in that matrix because it's a hell of a matrix to be stuck in, But when you sit there and try to tell me that Common is better than Nas, that's a deal breaker. I'm sorry, baby. That's why we never got married. That's why we won't go get married. You're not gonna sit there and debate with me and tell me that Dead Prez is better than Mobb Deep. I'm not listening to that shit. But yeah, to each his own. I love you all. They always had good kitchens. I will say that. They had good kitchens.
You talking about the back of her neck in her armpits?
No. I'm talking about the kitchen itself.
We go ahead and go back to Tracy Ellis Ross. So
let's get back to it.
Comment real quick. She was talking about grieving, not having like all these things that from like a traditional sense that typically women have when they're younger. I think that it starts to dwindle away, in my opinion, as they get older if they have not achieved such things. And so from technology perspective as well, I think she did not utilize her resources the best. She has a lot of networking opportunities. I can't remember what school she went to, but I'm pretty sure it was Ivy League school as well. I think that she, even in this day and age, like I think she in that podcast, she was talking about attracting younger men, and more specifically too. Throughout this time, she's been featured on songs. She's been called out in songs. She's been like Drake had her in the what's that video he had? Anyway, she was in that Drake video. She's had plenty of opportunities to get married or have something up that she's just choosing to live the life that she wants. And so I think sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if how old is she? How old is Tracee Ellis Ross? Like 50 something?
You 50 plus.
Early
okay.
50s.
Don't be surprised she pop up with a baby at 60 because she done froze them eggs and got somebody else's uterus implanted in there. Because from a tech perspective, I mean, I know a lot of professional women where
we saw that Mary Jane show.
I'll just freeze my eggs. I actually know of somebody whose mother told her at like the early 30s, like, look, girl, you ain't found no man. Go ahead and freeze them eggs.
I'm gonna pull up another picture because I found a good one.
That's crazy work.
Because I think I did her injustice.
Who? Tracee Ellis Ross?
Apologize. Yes, I want to make sure that I give a
just
good
in case
and
people
accurate
don't know who she is. It would be fair
of her description because she so beautiful. Right here.
You know what? Okay, let's go to the next topic. You think you funny. You on your cash advance today.
But bottom line is, we know that Tracee Ellis ain't messing with nobody broke. Because I quote her mama, money is the sweetest hangover. I don't want to get over.
Not skipping through galaxies. That Easy TV has me cracking up. He said he don't mess with earthy chicks. So he said,
shoot, I mean, I feel like if I
they'll have you, they'll have to basically have you kissing mushrooms and skipping through galaxies. Ooh, weed. I mean, look.
Wow.
I mean, you know what? I ain't gonna say that. I just said I wasn't gonna.
They'll pull you into the matrix.
But listen. Shout out to Joey Zaza. That's my OG of sorts. And I don't mean to put your business out, G, but he's dealt with every brand of women that you could think of.
Oh no, he
has been an information resource on.
Oh no, he didn't got on the show. My G ain't even.
And that's all I'm gonna leave it at that. So he know what I'm talking about. But his experience might be different than mine. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You know what? That's a good segue. So let's go ahead and talk about different women, and let's talk about Shannon Sharpe.
Oh shit!
Oh no, you ain't gonna do that to me, Skip. You ain't gonna do that to me.
You ain't gonna do that to me, Skip.
So we've been living under a rock. Shannon Sharpe has gotten accused of S assault and
SA.
Yeah, SA, and some alleged things that have not come to trial, and because of that,
so you say it's alleged now. You can't.
You sound really far away. You sound super far away.
It don't matter. It don't matter how far away I sound. Now do it. All right?
Okay,
you ain't gonna say that to me now, Jim. Now you're not gonna do that. All right, it's gonna be smoke in the city.
Okay. Anyways, so because of that, he, as you know, like if you work in any big corporate space and people know, I mean, people get canceled and they work at bank or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and they just like whatever role in there. So Shannon Sharpe has now resigned due to these allegations.
He didn't officially resign. He said he's coming back for football season.
Can you roll Cassius Pay? Can you roll that clip, please? You tripping today. You big tripping today.
I can't call it. I gotta get my black and mild out.
Oh my God.
Somebody help him.
You can't help a player. You gotta help the game, Skip.
Sharpe essentially quit before he was fired. He wanted to avoid people kind of laughing at him or saying he was fired, and also kind of have a little more control over his own destiny. But this was likely they were going to say to him, look, it's been too much. You were caught in the act on Instagram by accident. Now we've got messages. We don't know how much more she has. We kind of want to save ourselves, the embarrassment of any more things that are happening. Whether or not Sharp returns in subsequent weeks is TBD, but also whether or not he returns at all is TBD. So it appears the truth is that Shannon Sharp essentially quit before he was fired. He wanted to avoid people kind of laughing at him or saying he was fired.
A legend. Okay, because I have yet to see anything where he has made like a public announcement to say like, hey, I no longer work here, or I'm not participating in XYZ. So if you have not seen
about got up to use the bathroom like Shaq did a couple days ago, he had to hop up and use that porta potty.
Okay. Anyway, I'm about to mute you too. I'm about to mute you. Get muted. So if you have not checked out our other videos, we have a full-on video about Shannon Sharp. We have some shorts. Check those out if you like to learn some more about our thoughts on the more so Dame Cash's pay stocks, because I was not there. But you can get some more context there. I'm specifically talking about today. OGs, unks, guys with money. All right. Anybody who has something to lose. You live in a world of lots of technology. You have voice, you have video, you have AIs everywhere. You have a whole bunch of stuff that can watch what you're doing. Please stop messing with just whoever. There is zero reason that you thought that you was going to just get away with giving nothing up to a young girl who is going to not get a baby. Let me repeat that. In a world of technology, if you think you are someone who has something to lose and you think that you're going to be able to just like drop someone or whatever and not do something for them, if you've ever promised anything and you did not deliver on that, you take that risk. Technology is here to capture that. Whether you said it in full context of like what you said or part of it, all they have to do is just chop up the part that seems beneficial to them. Now it's up to you to prove that there's more to it and more context to it, and that like all these different things. So whether it was wanted or not, at the end of the day, her proof says, nah, you was over here wilding. I said I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You was like, nah, girl, you gonna take 18, 19, 20. It's technology. Be careful out here. Strap up, wrap up, right up. That's all I got to say.
Bottom line is
y'all watch out. These never mind, I'm not gonna say that. There are guys out here who try to stay in your house and ain't gonna leave in your house. We like to call them HBSLs. And they're not trying to leave your house. Okay, especially you guys. I'm not gonna say it. And so you also need to make sure you protect yourself in identifying some of these things too, not just men. So I will stop there. And we have a comment that says, he should have known never to F around with actress, model, strippers, only fangirls, or any woman that's getting paid strictly on their looks. They've been beautiful since birth. Problems.
That's 100.
Woo.
Well, that's 100.
That tell me I'm been ugly my whole life then, because I ain't nobody problem.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with you, love. The bottom line is that little girl coochie just stopped smelling like pee. And you thought because she was in Vegas that she was gonna be for pay for play.
She was in Vegas?
He moved to Vegas. I live in Vegas now. Baby girl from LA, she moved to Vegas, right? And he thought that he could keep her trapped with money and sexual captivity, and it was gonna be on some cool shit. It probably was for a while until she got that call from Busby, and it went left the way it went, right?
I'm sure she.
Bottom line is that every hoe got a pimp. It just is what it is. He came with that 10 million, and the pimp was like, "Okay, that's my cut. What's yours?" That's my cut. What's yours? So, you can't. Like I said on that clip, if you guys checked it out, which shout out to everybody that checked out the clip. We thousands up thanks to that, but you can't take a $10 million broom to clean up a $50 million mistake. And that 50 million could turn into 60 million and 70 million any day now, based on the circumstances that we in right now.
Because he gonna end up losing some stuff.
Right.
Question before we wrap this up, coming from more of a conservative perspective, yours. I know we don't have the clip, but I'm just gonna give a summary. Dr. Umar, he had hopped in about
shit.
And he said he supports Shannon Sharp, but he said he wants him to stop talking to white women. And so from my perspective, I want to be clear that what I'm saying here does not pertain to like white women, but more so like people who have something to lose in general. So like, I just want to make sure I throw that out there. That
succulent sister, hold on, my succulent sister.
Succulent sister.
What he actually
said, producer.
Hold on, let me repeat myself 3 times for the people in the back. I mean, let me repeat myself 3 times for the people in the back. Hold on, let me repeat myself 3 times for the people in the back. Stay away from those abominable snow bunnies. Stay away from those abominable snow bunnies.
That's 100 though. That's 100 because
it ain't got nothing to do with color. She could have been any color. She was 20.
Yeah, but if she'd have been dealing with Shatika would have took a 2016 Porsche and some money for a condo. She would not have been on some like Busby wouldn't have been able to reach her, right? I'm just being 100. She'd have been like, look, she'd have been like, listen, give me an Alero, give me a credit card, and give me a house, because my baby daddy be tripping about the kids being over here in this small ass apartment. And he'd have been all right.
You know what? Speaking of exploitation, we can go ahead and go into BLM. Or we could talk about Kevin Gates. What you want to do?
We can talk about either or. BDM, Black Dollars Matter, because it's damn sure ain't live. So we can go into Kevin Gates pulling up to somebody's workplace, temperature checking, and they sold Ohio. I'm so ashamed. We gonna Can you give
a so I missed the context of this. Like I've been working real really a lot. And I missed the context of some of this. I saw some of it. Like I saw a pull up to the game, but
it's 100. Me too. Shout out to my people that decided to promote me in the way that they promoted me and gave me a few digits on my paycheck. But anyways,
what happened to the peasants part? Like I didn't catch. Like I got disconnected on that part.
All right. So basically, what happened was Kevin Gates made a comment about Savannah James not looking at Brian the same way that white women look at Brian.
Okay, so hold on. That was the beginning of it. Is that he was saying like she's basically ungrateful, essentially.
Right. Okay, he was just saying like I won't win if I'm gonna get married and I want somebody to look at me. They gotta look at me the same way. They gotta be digmatized or whatever he put the way he placed it, the way these white women are, and then. Savannah James responded. She had her little meme or whatever. And then you had LeBron James say, we don't respond to peasants. Yada, 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 yada. Right?
Okay. Right? That's what I needed to know.
But what happened is that he didn't realize that the peasant had a little bit of money. So he can actually buy a floor ticket to a Lakers game and pull up and look you in your eyes while you're at the free throw. And all that good shit. And he was waiting for that treatment he gave, somebody else who was talking crazy about his family,
Oh, okay. Now that gives me context. So before we get into that, because I think do we have a clip for that? Before we get into that, I just want to make sure I understood beforehand, and other people too, in case you didn't catch it as well.
Kevin Gates adds fuel to LeBron and Savannah James beef by sitting courtside at Lakers. Kevin Gates attended the Los Angeles Lakers playoff game against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday night. In a video posted by DJ Academics, he can be seen sitting courtside with Brittany Renner. His appearance at the game came after he made controversial comments about LeBron James and his wife, Savannah, last week. When Academics shared the clip, he joked about LeBron accosting Gates in a similar manner to which he did Stephen A. Smith earlier this year. One user in the comments joked, "Boy trying to see if LeBron really stand on business." Another remarked, "LeBron won't even think about it." As for the drama with LeBron, Gates said in a video on social media, "I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron." He further described Savannah as the warden of the jail and admitted what he was saying would garner backlash. While LeBron James didn't directly respond to Kevin Gates, he did post a cryptic Instagram caption shortly afterward. Sharing a picture of himself and Savannah, he wrote, "Kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. Where to next, queen? Let's get it." Aww. Gates ended up doubling down on his take in a video on his Instagram story. "The truth hurts, but it heals," Kevin said. "And Bron, I love you. Long as you being celebrated, I don't care who don't like me. Long as you being celebrated, that's all I care about. I don't care if I got to fall out with somebody. I love to get the results." As for Brittany Renner joining Kevin Gates at the game, the two have been in a relationship for at least several weeks. Back in March, she joined him for a surprise appearance on DDG's live stream. The relationship has been proving to be controversial on social media, but that hasn't worried Gates. He took to Renner's defense in several comments on her Instagram page as she faced backlash for posting a picture with him earlier this month.
Because she woke up Muslim one day.
News and updates from
was
around
he
the music
ever
world.
like some like dude who would like be beneath dating somebody who's been with
It
like,
ain't about all that.
that.
It's not all about no, because she had a baby by a young dude. They feel she took full advantage of a young NBA player, and then next thing you know, she decided to throw on the hijab, and they're like, "Oh yeah, now she's this ultra religious woman," and then
she could be, but she could be though. Like we can't tell nobody where to be in their actual spiritual journey though. Like that's nasty work. Yeah, WT Feezy TV. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I said it.
If you gonna pay, like, if this was like way back in the day, and would it make you? I don't know.
I mean,
you spent your hard-earned money that Brian get to use for his queen to sit on the floor seats.
Yeah, I mean that's what I looked at. I was like, you pull it up. You was expecting that man to run up on you, and you fancy yourself as a goon, as somebody that'll die about your words or whatever. That man is not saying nothing to you. He not about to say nothing to you. You don't got the $100 million contract on the table like Stephen A. did to talk about him like and other players.
I'm too rich to address somebody who ain't nowhere near my tax bracket.
But I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie. Soon as I saw Brian do that, I wanted to message Mav. I really was looking like, damn, I should message Mav. I should holler at Rich. And that, like, dog, why y'all let him do that? Like, he shouldn't even address that.
I mean, he a grown man. And if it was me, if I'm anybody attached, like, oh, why you like? I actually have friends who are NBA players.
Yeah,
and, like, people be like, "What's up with your mans?" And they be like, "Well, they're a grown man, and so
they're gonna do what they do.
They're gonna do what they want to do. They ain't got nothing to do with me. All I know is that, you know, hey, if they over here popping off doing X, Y, Z, I'm not trying to be there in the middle of that because it's gonna get way too much coverage. I don't need my face in that. But yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing about Brittany. Like, Brittany Renner's journey is what it is. I'm happy that she found a man who seems like he wants to be more of a protector kind of role. Like she seemed very safe with him. That's fine. Like, girl, do what you gotta do. Your baby sound like your baby take care of. Like, that's none of my business. Nobody's saying the baby not eating. Nobody's saying like PJ ain't coming up here talking about she withhold the baby or nothing like that. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. As far as like Savannah though, how my question to y'all is, how y'all know she's in coach to kind of be like that? Y'all
and now and that was my conversation.
To protect her. Y'all don't. Her man is going down in history as either the greatest or one of the greatest of all time NBA players. What I need to have any kind of face for so y'all can talk about me? How about I just chill? And that's pretty much been my perception. She's been. Brown probably addressed because he's seen his wife around that house with that look on her face. No.
With the boo-boo face. Like, ooh.
And
her face seems just very stoic. Like I said, she could be coached to be like that too, because she's never. You don't really see her. She's been in this game since he been in high school. Like this is not
again,
her.
and like I said, I've said this before. Me and the missus had this conversation, and I say this again. Shout out to Maverick Carter. Shout out to Rich. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's a part of that organization. You know, bottom line is that I can have the fake faces looking at me in admiration, but ain't nothing different than that person that's looking at me from the stands that I know that can actually check me and put me back in place when shit out of line. And I know that it's not a you need me and I need you type situation. So I'm gonna be yes. You know what I mean? So that's cool, right? So, but bottom line is that if you view somebody like a Kevin Gates, right, as a peasant, as he put it in his statement.
Why are you even talking to him?
Why the fuck you even saying?
Why are you even talking to him? Yeah, like,
and that's that Akron shit that I can't get with. Pardon me, Akron. I love y'all, whatever. But that's something.
Let's pardon the French in this effort, please.
So I do want to this part right here. We didn't touch on this. This is what got Will Smith in trouble. This comment right here. So WT Feezy, that's what got Will Smith in trouble. That's how Chris Rock got back in the game in comedy, got his money up because of this right here.
I mean, but
that's exactly what happened with Will Smith in real time.
Yeah.
We saw that in real time. My man.
It just bottom line is that
we got real. We thought it was fake.
No, if I view you as a peasant, I'm not going to address you. Brian got a million different people talking crazy. Got a million people talking crazy, right? Why respond to Kevin Gates? Were your wife in there working out to I don't get tired? And you was like, oh shit, like I gotta say something? No, you don't have to say.
I can't. I'm not gonna.
No, nothing against Savannah. Listen,
I like her.
Savannah been 100 since Brian had his first Ferrari. That's all I'm saying. Like I ain't never seen her out of pocket.
And you not. And that's why she looked like that.
Not that I'm even looking for it for my people that's viewing
Hold on. While we talking about faces, actually, this reminds me of another person. A few years ago, a certain someone who always has the happy face and like all this stuff is Ayesha Curry, right? Mm-hmm. Remember she was talking that stuff. She don't have a face like that. She's always. And what did she ask for? She wanted other men to lust her.
She wanted the male gaze.
So here's my thing. Savannah is giving no kind of energy. Look at Ayesha Curry giving all the energy, but why is she giving the energy is to get attention? And so I'm gonna leave my part at that. But Savannah is doing, in my opinion, doing what she's doing because she doesn't need that attention. It's not about me. It's about my husband out there. Y'all need to figure out how y'all gonna stop Brown out there. Because my man 40 out here.
That's a
all Ayesha Curry need to do is just go ahead and make a free OnlyFans, and then everybody will join and look. And then she get everything that she looking for.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's 100. That's 100 because I feel like, once you
Ayesha
get to...
did this. WT Feezy, Ayesha did this to herself. Because once again, like I said about Michelle, with technology, no one asked you to talk about that. Should have had the stoic face. And we would have never knew.
This is real. This is real. So like the thing is that where I'm sitting, I'm just like, you know what I mean? She can say whatever she want to say, right? But I would have followed up real quick, like, yo, this ain't our fight. Why the hell do I even care? Like, why do you care? Right?
Same thing with Will Smith.
We've been winning so damn long. Why do we care what a rapper who ain't got a diamond record, who ain't got...
you talking about Kevin Gates talking about people's wives?
No, that's right. But that's the bottom line of it. You already embarrassed yourself
Is
blowing
Kevin
down.
Gates still rapping?
Yeah, but he got to take a whole project about to drop. He got a whole project.
then this
You got a whole project about to drop, but
so this is
bottom.
for clout.
I mean, not necessarily for clout, which I'm not doubting it, but at the same time, if I say something and it causes ripples, and then he could do the whole hide my hands after I throw the rock shit and say, well, you know, if what I Brian my nigga, if what I say, you know, actually heals his home, then I don't care. Be mad at me, long as your woman's, you know, if he can. My problem is that you're not about to use me as a media catapult for your situation. I'm not even going to allow it.
He definitely.
And
for Brittany too, which Brittany's smart in all this. She ain't saying nothing. She just
can't. She ain't got to. Listen, if I'm a rapper and I say something and you acknowledge it, that's a win for me. Even if you diss me, even if you come out and you get in my face and you do this type shit, motherfucker. If you Stephen A. me, right? If you Stephen A. me,
killing me over here, dog.
We live. Ain't no editing, B.
My album goes another 300,000-400,000 just off of this situation. So who's winning?
So okay, hold on.
I'm in a playoffs right now, so why do I care about what some rapper has to say?
We ain't gonna bring this up because then we gonna be on this topic for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let it go. I ain't gonna bring it up. I'm gonna be quiet. Because last time I went to bring this up and it was gonna be a long talk. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm good with Brittany ran through like 3 tunnels in 10 marathons. That's not nice though. She probably a really nice girl. Brittany might be a really nice girl. She just, you know.
No, bless her heart. She's moving differently. She's getting her. I mean, everybody has a past. I'm not knocking her. You know what I mean?
Is she on a spiritual journey? Shout out to her for that. Like, you know, I shout out to her for that.
Yeah, she put her job on. She got a guy that acknowledges the religion that she chooses to rock with at this moment. It's totally not knocking nothing she got going on right now. You know, it is what it is. No, I'm just saying it is what it is. Like, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Put that hijab on. You know, Brittany got a decent book too. You know.
Yeah,
that book is... And I hear you, Zaza. Brittany ran through like 3 tunnels and 10 marathons. Right. Until she put that hijab on. Now she is accepted by Gaza. They allow her over there now.
Okay, so thank y'all for tuning in to our Daily Drip Show. I am your co-host, Jim Jones. Appreciate y'all so much. Find us on Instagram at Our Daily Drip Show. We're on Threads, Our Daily Drip Show. We also have. I'm trying to think. I'm missing something. Like I'm blanking because it is.
You missing everything.
I know. YouTube. Our YouTube, obviously.
We on YouTube. We on Threads. We on Instagram.
Take this and share it with at least 2 people. Please do. And shout out to my co-host who was going in today, who was very excited to talk to y'all. Plain Dane.
Yeah, thank you all. Shout out to all my family, Sassy family down south that tuned in. Everybody was messaging me now. I did get your messages. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Joey Zaza, my dog. We gonna talk after this.
Very much appreciated. Cassius Pay, you got any shout out? Nope, he danced.
Shout out to Bitcoin. Shout out to rubles, pesos, marks, these busters. And shout out to Skip. Daily Drip. Be babbing.
It is ironic. Skip Bayless got hit with that essay first. And then all of a sudden now Shannon, because Shannon wasn't involved in that. Like now that you said that, I'm like,
I mean,
because it was like a hairdresser, I think, was Skip Bayless. And that just disappeared. Y'all hear anything else about that?
I was just talking about that with some people. I'm like, damn, that shit just went away. But they spent enough money. That's because she took that 10.
1,000. I mean, she
got more than that.
10,000.
She definitely got 10 million.
Oh, we.
Might not 10. It might not have been 10 million. She a little older. She might have got.
I'm suing. I want 50 for failure. How about?
She might have got $800
in a bit.
We gonna give you 100,000. We gonna eat 800,000. She like, all right. I want a Camry. Give me a Camry too.
Not a Camry. But
I get a Camry?
I was just thinking about
you need to go. Let's make a deal and bring that shit back because that sound about right.
I'm just saying, Camrys last forever. They oil change on them bitches.
Toyotas last forever. Shout out to Toyota.
No, we ain't shouting out Toyota. They ain't sponsoring nothing.
Yeah, fuck them.
I'll give you a Toyota.
We got it.
Let me see something.
Like, you ain't getting no kind of shout out.
They ain't say shit, but
also leave in the comments if there's a song that y'all have heard that you like, and you just let us know like which song that you like the most, and we'll make sure we play that more often as well, because we make sure we have new songs for y'all as well. So please let us know in the comments, drop some drip. And also don't forget to tell us where y'all from in the comments.
Peace. Hair
grease. Bye y'all.
Dick and grease.
Peace.
Love y'all.